Good morning, everybody. I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy. And hey, that's me. All right. So today's Thursday, January 13th, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia, and of course we are live on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. Hey, by the way, my Twitter handle is @LarrySteinhouse, and you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, and other social media by searching Larry Steinhouse. So please do it, join me. As a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can comment live during the show on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. And of course, I encourage you to. And the only way I know you're watching is if you say hi, just like Mick just did. Hey, Mick, thanks for watching. I always appreciate you. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. Actually, that's today. You will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading, and you'll learn about everything that has to do about money. And I promise we'll entertain you. Hey, Lewis, thanks for watching. I totally appreciate you. And anybody else watching, feel free to say hi. All right, on today's show, we're going to be discussing the futures update. We're going to be discussing the Big Johnson. Hey, got COVID? Other weird names? Inflation report? The Metaverse real estate? PC sales? And today's picks. Let's talk a little bit about the futures. So yesterday, the market stalled out, but it did finish up about 38 points. The S&P and the NASDAQ were also up slightly, and we had official word that the inflation was marked at 7%. Because this was basically expected by investors, it didn't harm the market too much. Travel stocks were a bit confused with the scary Omicron variant, making everyone sick and running to get tests so they could call in COVID and have a last chance at 10 days paid off. If you've been watching the show, you understand what I mean by that. All these people are taking their 10 or 5 days off paid before COVID runs out. All right, so far, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the futures. So the Dow right now is up 39 points. The S&P is up at 1.75, and the NASDAQ is 2.5. All right, let's talk a little bit about UK, Johnson, and the party. All right, for those of you who don't know, Boris Johnson is apparently the biggest Johnson in the UK. Wink, wink. He's the prime minister, and like the other coward leaders of this world, he barks orders at their subjects while they, the leaders of the country, do whatever they feel like. So the Big Johnson has told his subjects that they cannot have meetings of more than 2 people to prevent the spread of COVID. Well, first of all, this is bad enough, and of course only a Big Johnson would have the balls to make such demands from freedom-loving people, but check this out. The Big Johnson, right after making an announcement reminding his subjects about the 2-person meeting policy, attended a party with over 100 people. That's right. The Big Johnson actually apologized to his unruly citizens about attending this event when his competition, Keir Starmer, the leader of the opposition Labour Party, accused the Big Johnson of months of deceit and deception. And basically it led to calls and urging the Prime Minister to do the decent thing and resign. Yes, Big Johnson, pull it back in and go home. You don't deserve to let it all hang out with other people. You're a fraud and a liar, just like the other Johnsons in the world. You, Big Johnson, President Poopy Pants, and Macron. Macron? I wonder what we can make fun about him. I know it's Macron, but Macron sounds more fun. Anyway, Big Johnson, President Poopy Pants, and Macron should all go to an island together and party there. Hey, I heard Epstein's Island was for sale, and they obviously know the way there, so they should go there. All right, what was Big Johnson's excuse? He thought he was attending a work event. No, really, this is what he said to the press. I thought I was attending a work event, so I thought it was okay. Dude, you were used by the people at work. They knew if they invited you, no one would complain or break up the party. You know, like when you have a big bash at your house and you invite the neighbors, even the ones you don't like, just so they don't call the cops. Just another example of do as I say and not as I do. Well, Big Johnson, hopefully you'll keep your trap zipped up in the future, and maybe someone who really cares about the people in the UK will replace you soon. I had to laugh because in the article it pointed out how much of a Big Johnson they said Big Johnson was, and they stated this quote, but Johnson's biggest asset remains his uncanny ability to bounce back. My question is there going to be enough Viagra to keep Big Johnson Big Johnson? Hey, Bill, I want to say hi. And hi, Lou. And hey, Jane, thanks so much for watching. All right, let's talk about COVID. All right, in case you haven't been aware, there's a strange cold going around. Some call it COVID and others call it Omicron. Either way, it's like the Blondie song. One way or another, it's going to find you. It's going to get you. It's going to get you. One day, maybe next week, it's going to get you. I am such a bad singer. I cannot believe I'm listening to myself in the headphones going, Larry, shh. And basically, you won't be able to give it the slip, right? At least this is what Acting Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Dr. Janet Woodcock has stated. Seriously, after I just did that whole bit on Big Johnson, this woman's name is Woodcock? No, I didn't make it up. Woodcock said it's hard to process what's exactly happening right now, which is most people are going to get COVID. She said in the testimony before a Senate hearing committee, basically, of course, as everyone else is reporting, Omicron is not as dangerous as the original COVID-19 virus, and most people have mild symptoms. I'm pretty convinced that I've been experiencing these symptoms all week. If you've been listening to the show, you've heard me coughing, and you could tell, and actually my voice is getting better. But I got to tell you, I've had colds that were much worse than this. And, really, except for the cough and the headaches, I'm relatively fine. The real problem is that so many people have now been conditioned to fear this thing, and others have basically learned how to take advantage of calling in COVID just for the payday off, that we're hearing a severe worker shortage. Look, I discussed this yesterday when I talked about supermarkets being empty and because of basically the lack of workers. But now we have hospitals short-staffed as well. Not only do we have people in hospitals calling in COVID, but with the Supreme Leader Gestapo Joe's mandate, the hospitals had to let about 10% of their staff go due to what the staff considered medical freedom. Those dirty anti-vaxxers. Oh, how dare they? By the way, here are some of my favorite people who have been tested positive with COVID. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is fully vaccinated and boosted, tested positive. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, fully vaccinated and boosted, tested positive. Sean Castine, Illinois representative, fully vaccinated and boosted, tested positive. Young Kim, California representative, fully vaccinated and boosted, tested positive. Of course, we have Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker, both fully vaccinated and both boosted, and both tested positive. But my all-time favorite has to be AOC, who also tested positive for COVID after being fully vaccinated and boosted. But she has an excuse. She went to Florida and probably got it there while she enjoyed good old American freedom. Ugh. By the way, did you get it yet? Do you have it yet? Do you have COVID? Let me know if you have COVID. Let me know in the comments if you've been tested or if you even bother getting tested. Hey, Sal, I want to say hi. Hey, Jose, I want to say hi too. And he's loving it when I go, the scary Omicron variant. Oh! All right. So I just couldn't get serious after writing those two articles. So I decided that I was going to Google weird politician names just for the fun of it. All right, so this is what I came up with. Here are some of the all-time weirdest political names in history, and they're basically in no particular order. So the first is Ben Bushyhead. Yep, he ran for county commissioner in North Carolina. And I got to tell you something, I actually saw a picture of this guy, and frankly, he was named accordingly. The next one is Dick Sweet, former House of Representatives from New Hampshire. And I'm kind of wondering if he was the reason why most job applications stop asking for last name first. We also have Young Boozer, and he is the current state treasurer of Alabama. I don't know, is there a drinking problem in Alabama or something? We also have Ryan Fatman, a current member of the Massachusetts House of Representatives. And by the way, any politician named Fatman, in my opinion, is appropriately named. We have, yes, Crystal Ball. By the way, that's Crystal with a K, not a C, but her parents definitely were being kind by naming her with a K. All right. Anyway, she ran for Congress in 2010. Check this out. We have Twinkle Kavanaugh, no relation to Bill watching, of course, and she's the current president of the Alabama Public Service Commission. Twinkle, really? All right, ready for this one? Frank Schmuck is the precinct committee man in Arizona. By the way, when I was a kid, I was told by my mother that schmuck is a dirty word. I gotta be honest, I'll bet his haters just call him by his real name. Timothy Shotwell is a sheriff in Washington. Good thing he is. This one made me chuckle. Janet Lawless is a judge in Michigan. Now, there's also Dick Ball of the House of Representatives. Kinky Friedman ran for governor of Texas in 2006. Harry Balls, don't say that wrong, was mayor of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Bill Boner was the mayor of Nashville. And only in San Francisco can somebody named, you ready? In San Francisco, she was named Sister Boom Boom, and she ran for the Board of Supervisor. I'm going to end this segment with Tiny Cox, who was a senator in the Netherlands. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or you can call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, by the way, if you like that last half, let me know on Facebook. Let me know what you think. I thought that was a very fun 8th grade humor segment. By the way, if you're watching online, please hit that share button also so you can help your friends learn about how to make more money, help your friends learn about me, and they can laugh along with me. And you can also leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. And of course, I'll try to respond to them live. My wife is getting a little nervous. She's making comments online. She wrote, "Oh Lord." All right. So far we've been discussing, of course, the futures update. Right now, the Dow is up 39. The S&P is up 2.5, and the NASDAQ is up 13.75. Hey, we talked about the Big Johnson. If you didn't hear that, oh well, go back and listen to it. We talked about whether you have COVID or not. Do you have COVID? Let me know. And we talked about some other weird names. Hey, coming up, we have the inflation report, we have Metaverse real estate, and of course, PC sales. And then we have today's picks and plays. But first, hey, did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button yet? Are you still watching, or was I thrown off the air? Let me know. Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And of course, if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure to set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. All right, also look up the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. And also, if you want to, look me up on Facebook at Larry Steinhouse, on Twitter at Larry Steinhouse, TikTok, etc. Let's get into the second half. So let's talk about inflation. So really, there's nothing new here. You know, all we know basically about is that there are high prices about just about everything. And, you know, inflation plowed ahead at its fastest 12-month pace in nearly 40 years during December. The data was released yesterday, and both Wall Street and Main Street was basically not surprised. The Consumer Price Index simply is a measurement of average prices in certain categories year over year. So the increase from last year was 7% across the categories. This move was the fastest increase since June 1982. Yeah, look, we all know that the underlying cause is coming from a shortage of goods and workers, and basically, of course, the money that the government flooded the economy with. Here's a breakdown of some of the important price increases. So shelter costs, which basically make up 1/3 of the total, being rent and housing, rose actually just under 0.5% for the month and 4.1% for the year. That was the fastest pace since February 2007. Uh-oh. I was just thinking about what happened the following year. It's kind of making me nervous. So used vehicles are hitting the average increases of about 37.3% from a year ago. And December alone, it was up 3.5%. I got to tell you, my old MGB is going to be gold soon. Gasoline, Biden did that, is up 49% for the year, but it was down a touch in December as the scary Omicron variant made oil producers nervous for part of the month. Gas was actually down 0.4% at the pumps in December, and of course, food prices rose 0.5%, I should say, for December, and we're up 6.3% on a 12-month basis. Now, this is interesting too. That was also the biggest rise since October 2008. There's that year again. Ugh. So we all know that the Fed is going to raise interest rates and try to slow it down. This is all happening as the government lowers incentives and payouts to the citizens as rent and mortgage moratoriums have all ended. Look, could this be the perfect storm for recession or depression? It definitely has possibilities, so I'm going to say be prepared for it. And I've said this over and over again, best way is to have cash and lines of credit open available for when everyone else doesn't. Expect 3 to 4 interest rate hikes next year as promised by the Fed chair, and also expect a change in buying habits of many, right? The change is going to take place slowly, but at first, and it's going to pick up as the realization that money no longer grows on trees is going to come to many. So they're going to realize it really quick. Hey, Jane, thanks for still watching. Hey, everybody out there, let me know you're still watching. Put a comment in the chat box and let me know you're still watching. Let me know you found that funny. All right, let's talk about Metaverse. I got to tell you, the world has gone crazy, absolutely crazy. Oh, wait, not the real world, the Metaverse world. There's an incredible rush to buy parcels of land in the Metaverse. Now, I'm reading reports of people buying, ready, digital islands for $15,000. Now, before you think this is crazy, some of the people who bought the islands for $15,000 just sold that same island for $300,000. For $300,000, you could buy an average house in the real world. In the Metaverse, you can become an avatar, basically, that looks like a character from an old video game, and you can walk through the land, enter digital stores, even watch concerts. And you can even interact with others in the Metaverse without the fear of the scary Omicron variant. Oh! And believe it or not, you can actually put on a mask on your avatar to make yourself feel safe. No joke. I put on my Oculus and I saw people wearing masks in there. I'm like, what? Anyway, if you're considering an investment in the Metaverse, I would highly recommend you use the money that you don't care about, or you don't care to lose. Look, remember, not only do you have to buy the land, but you actually have to build on it. That's right, you have to build on it. You need to buy virtual materials and hire virtual contractors to build on your virtual land, just like in real estate. Virtual real estate is all about location, right? So recently, someone paid $450,000 for a plot of virtual land to be neighbors with Snoop Dogg. Crazy, right? I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out. Let's talk quickly about PC sales. By the way, no, I'm not talking about politically correct sales. This show isn't about selling dresses to men. This show is about real business, so we're talking about personal computer sales. Apparently, the scamdemic brought another industry good news, and that was the PC industry. With so many people working from home, children staying home, and offices closing, many workers needed to have multiple PCs in their house. And basically, this caused the PC market to grow 14.8% in 2021. The largest number of desktops, laptops, workstations was shipped in a single year since 2012. It's interesting to note that many consumers were moving towards personal devices and PC sales and PCs. When PCs let's do this one more time. It was interesting to note that many consumers were moving towards personal devices such as smartphones and laptops. I'm sorry, not laptops, but tablets, and PC sales dropped to the lowest point in 2017. I often wondered why people were ignoring the PC. Yes, I understand the convenience of a smart device, but the PC is so much easier to read and spread out information. As for me, I have so many PCs that I have one in every room except for the bathroom. But that's okay because I bring my smartphone in there with me. Think about that the next time you kind of ask someone to use someone's phone. I'll leave you with that thought as we go and take a break.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Investor Schooling. Wow. Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, Charlie, I want to thank you for correcting me. I actually said that the rate hikes will be next year. It's this year. I keep forgetting that we've changed years. All right, so far we've been discussing the futures update. We've been talking about I don't know, crazy Big Johnson and some other crazy stuff as well. Linda says that in the Metaverse, we need maskaholic meetings. That would make sense. All right, coming up is today's picks and plays. But first, did you hit the like button? Did you hit the share button? Hey, let everyone know what great stocks plays are coming up by sharing this information. You can share on your page or in groups that you feel will benefit from great plays. And of course, you can leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Hey, if you're listening once again on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market and maybe even get a good laugh. All right, at the end of the show yesterday, I mentioned that I thought the market was going to kind of take a breather, and it looks like that's what happened. The market digested the CPI report, and since it fell into the predicted numbers, this kept the market from overreacting in either direction. It looked like the energy stocks ruled the market yesterday, and I'm kind of sure that means higher gas prices next month. So make sure you get your I did that Biden stickers ready to post. Boeing moved up above 220, and then it settled back a minute. I got to tell you, I like this play, and I think it has legs. No, wait, I guess it has wings. All right. Anyway, I'm still on the other travel stocks, and I believe these are the hot plays. Coinbase is also a play as the crypto market is starting to inch up again. Meta and Apple will crush in earnings, so watch for this. And by the way, tomorrow's the kickoff for earnings seasons, and it'll be red hot. Banks are going to be first to report. But I also have to say one thing: I don't like it. I don't like it when they report on Friday because there's no real momentum going into the new week. Also, I don't know if you know, but here's something interesting. Delta reported earnings this morning, and they basically it was a pretty good earnings report, and it was also a pretty good forward-looking report, which is going to bring the airline stocks up today. I actually would expect Delta, I would expect airlines, American Airlines, and I would expect all the airlines to move up today. Crypto is also inching back a bit, but it's still a far cry from the highs as we saw a few months ago. First of all, crypto, let's see. So crypto is Bitcoin is right under 44,000. Ethereum is right under 3,300. Well, actually, right under 3,400. And of course, I don't know, my Shiba. If you guys are in Shiba, let me know. My Shiba is right around, I think it was right around 31 millionth of a cent. Gold and silver is still not doing much. And I'm going to tell you, I've said this before, I think that might be a good thing that gold and silver isn't doing much. I'd like to see it move up, of course, but it's moving up slightly. It's right now, it's 18.24. Silver is at 23.27. So I think it might actually start to move up a little bit. But as you know, silver and gold are good to hold, especially when inflation takes off and interest rates rise. So it's going to be kind of an inflation interest rates rise thing, and the gold's going to take off. Do it. Buy some. I suggest it. Okay, what's next? So the Treasury bond, right now the Treasury bond, and that's a big indicator of what's going on in the NASDAQ. So we need to know what's going on with the NASDAQ. The Treasury bond right now is 1.74. And I said this before, I expect it to go down over the next few weeks as investors start to move back into tech stocks. And I'd also predict under 1.5 within a week. However, I also expect it to basically range up into about 1.5 to 1.75. And this is going to be good because the investors are going to get used to it. It's not going to be a problem anymore. So we'll be able to predict it more, and we'll be able to see that it won't be threatening the stock market as much. So these are some good plays. I would start looking at some NASDAQ stocks. Once again, hey, listen, I'm going to ask you guys, did you guys order my book yet? So my book is called Money Hacks. You can go once again to barnesandnoble.com, look up Larry Steinhouse, order Money Hacks, and you pre-order it. I totally appreciate it. And I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia for still listening. I want to thank you for your continued support. And of course, reach out, let me know what you think of the show. You can leave comments on the WWDB fan page on Facebook. My name is Larry Steinhouse, and I am the host of Money Chat Now. And of course, from time to time, I own some of the stocks and options discussed in this show. And of course, no one has asked me to make these opinions. I make these opinions myself. I write it every day, and it's all about me. All right, so make sure you tune in tomorrow at 7:30 and have a profitable day.